avaukseen. 20, Ludwig Hoff. Fourth line, Elias Kett. Defender, puolustaja. 12, Daniel Rokset. Forwards, hyökkääjä. 16, Magnus Drake. 19, Erik Salsteen. 23, Martin Rannik. Head coach, päävalmentaja Petter Turessen. Assistant coaches, Per-Erik Olsen and Andres Jose.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, now is the time to put your hands together and call our official mascot onto ice. Hyvät naiset ja herrat.
Good morning!
Ganda! The daily!
We also have the winning trophies here. You can come take pictures with that too. Situation is 1-0 right now. Ryan ready for Great Britain. Here he comes and...
A beautiful Sunday morning in Tampere, so let's play 3. And it gets going with Great Britain and Norway, a triple header, day 3 of the World Championship here in Finland. Dave Tomlinson, when you look at these two teams, Norway has had the advantage of adding a couple of players that will bring some offense. The same luxury is not afforded to Great Britain because their top players that are missing because of injury, as we look at Petter Thoresen, the head coach of Norway, and Pete Russell, who is behind the bench for Great Britain, has been there for a number of years as these two teams hook up. But certainly a couple of additions for Norway are key for their offensive game. As I mentioned, not the same for Great Britain.
Well, for Norway specifically, a key player, Ken-Andre Olum, adding offense. And for Great Britain, a key player not at the tournament in Liam Kirk, who led their team in goal scoring, 7 goals in those 7 games, and he's tough to replace. Great Britain did find a goal against the Czech Republic, Czechia, and Norway got shut out in their opener, and they've had trouble scoring in the lead up to this tournament as well. So Martinson in the lineup, Olum in the lineup, that is welcomed for their side.
So it is Great Britain and Norway, each team coming off an opening game loss. Norway shut out by Finland. And Great Britain did manage to pick up 1 goal, that off of that man right there, Ben Layton. Here's Mathis Olum, the veteran, who will have his younger brother in the lineup for this game. And as far as the standings are concerned, a big match between these two countries as we take a look at our netbinders. Henrik Haukland will get the start. He started his season in Färjestad, ended up in Munich. And at the other end of the ice, it will be none other than Ben Bounds, who saves his best games for international hockey. Split last year between Graz in Austria and Nottingham, and this past season played in Slovakia. So this one gets going, and Ken-Andre Olum, in his first World Championship game this year, will send that one in. Mathis gets it back to the line. Back for Ken-Andre Olum, sends it around for Mats Rosalie Olsen. As this veteran line for Norway gets them off with some offensive zone pressure. Joshua Tetlow will get it to the line, kept in by Lilleberg. 22 minutes and 4 seconds of ice time for Emil Lilleberg in game 1 for Norway. Out through center for Roymark. He'll send it in. And getting back there, David Phillips, but this is going to be an icing call against Norway.
And there's some veteran players on the Norway team. Roymark, the 35-year-old. We've touched on the Olums already. And Andreas Martinson, 152 games at the NHL level, played in the American Hockey League after his stint with Chicago. Welcomed himself into the NHL with the Colorado Avalanche.
Martinson plays in Lillehammer. Chip back into the corner in the Norway zone. Up the boards and grabbed off by Martin Roymark. He'll play it through. Kassastuhl will play it into the Great Britain zone, and quickly for Dowd. He'll circle back in his own end, puts on the brakes, and puts it back in behind his own net for Ben O'Connor. That'll signal a line change for both teams. We see that quite a bit in World Championship play, where almost like a mutual agreement between the two teams. Okay, you take it behind your own net, hang on to it, and we will both make a change. And away we go from there. Phillips plays it on for Ben Davies. Davies will send this one in. Norstabo sends it around the boards. And Hoff will get it to center no further. Ben Davies picks it off. And back inside, but gets away from Joshua Waller. And Norstabo will start it again for Norway.
He was about to change until that turnover in the neutral zone, and now he's going to scamper to the bench.
Turned over at center. Upland will leave it for Lilleberg. He'll play it on it for Johannes Johansson. Chipped off the boards and in. Solston on it for Norway, plays it back. Johannesson lets the long shot go, comes to the left point. Lilleberg will send it back down low, and around for Johannesson again. Eric Solston trying to work it free. Norway in on the forecheck. Ronald trying to dig it out of the corner. Lewis Hook down low for Great Britain, came to the front of the net, no one there. Johannesson for Olam. Mathis Olam plays it into the slot as the line change gets complete. And a good chance there, but it gets on and off the stick of Ken-Andre Olam. That's Rosalie Olsen, throws this back in behind the Great Britain net. Batch will play it up the left side. It works its way out to center. And Matthew Myers will play it in. He'll head to the bench on the change, and Norway will turn it right back up the ice. Tetlow will start it. Comes near side, David Phillips. He'll play it back for Tetlow. Look left side, trying to find Ben Lake. Comes back, they'll regroup with David Phillips. Some room for Mosey on the right side. Mosey carries it deep, drops it back. We talked about the injuries to Great Britain, Dave, and Mosey, normally a defenseman, because of injuries, has been elevated or moved to a forward position for this championship.
And much easier to transition from defense to forward. You can skate and go hit somebody, but if you try to be a forward going back to defense, a lot of these guys don't work on backward skating in practice. It's a bit of a challenge.
Andreas Martinson trying to work it off the boards, gets a little bit of help. Shot from the line, Bounds makes the save. Haga trying to work it out front off of his stick and cleared out through center ice. In across for Cade Nielsen. His second World Championship game, had a good outing. He was the best face-off taker for Great Britain. Cleared out through center ice. Teams again starting a change and grabbed off by Dowd.
Very much a feeling out process for both sides. When Norway's at their best, it's more of a cycle game down low. And for Great Britain, they like to gain the zone and get it back to their point man.
Is there a feeling out process also because it's a 12:20 local time start? Jakobsen in with the shot and the save made by Bounds.
There is a lot to that. Your pregame routine gets condensed.
Bouncing puck out at center. Tretness will carry it in and close at the line, but Ludwig Hoff jumps the gun just a little bit on the near side.
Good first stop for the goaltender Bounds, and he's the busiest goaltender of any team at the World Championship the last 2 times he's been here. Sees a lot of rubber, stops a lot as well, but he is their rock back there.
Peter Russell, their coach, like their structure, like their compete level. And both teams looking to get to that early in this game. Mark Richardson sends it back. Joshua Tetlow will send it left side. It gets deflected in. Cassis Stool after it. Gets a little bit of help from Magnus Brecky. Eric Salston in on the forecheck, but Tetlow on it for Great Britain. Tetlow will lift it out at center. Lewis Hook got tied up there with Mathis Olam. Ken-Andre Olam into the battle as well, and it's cleared back for Lilleberg and on for Johannesson. David Phillips for Tetlow, beyond his reach. Centered in front of the net, and a chance there for Mathis Olam, and he couldn't get that one through, and back up. Through for Conway. He'll dish it off. Evan Mosey throws it back in behind the net. Scott Conway giving chase. Ben Lake coming off a good opening game as well. And not just the goal that he scored, had a number of chances. Quick shot from the right side, that sailed wide. That's Rosalie Olsen gets taken down. Conway gets it to the line, but not out. Matthias Norstebo goes cross ice. And Johannesson lets the shot go, and that's blockered away by Ben Bounds.
And the up ice pressure and offensive zone play for Norway has been when the Olin line is out on the ice, they're going to call this icing. And the Olin brothers, Mathis and Ken-Andre, don't need a lot of room or a lot of time. They can create scoring chances rather quickly. And Great Britain a little fatigued here, and I noticed in their first foray in 2019, when they get fatigued, they just cough the puck up, and they've been more settled last year at the World Championship, and kind of know now how to organize when they're low on energy.
Referees for this game, Mads Fransen of Denmark and Fraser Lawrence of Canada. And as far as the linesmen go, we've either had a number change or a linesman change. David Obesweger of Switzerland is one of the linesmen. And we'll check a number change on the far linesman that made that icing call. It is down as Andreas Kreuer of Denmark. There's a shot from the left side that sailed wide. All the way around the boards it goes. Martinson is after it. Andreas Martinson trying to work it loose, comes off the stick and cleared out at center. And back for it is Martin Roymark. On the regroup, on for Jakobsen. Jakobsen to the line, sends it across, short side try there for Trepness, rebound, and Bounds is down, and he will hang on to it. No score here in period number one. So we'll just end the linesman conversation. It indeed is Andreas Kreuer, but he is switched to number 56. Jakobsen trying to get a stick on it, comes back for Trentness. His shot turned aside. And back up to center ice and no further for Mark Richardson. Then the puck does come loose. Joshua Waller will send it in. Scott Conway in on the forecheck, but cleared up, and Jakobsen will bring it back. On for Trentness, back for Jakobsen. Jakobsen swings it all the way around the boards, race to the far side. Waller gets there first. And Waller, who spent his first year with the Cardiff team, the Devils, sends it down the boards, but this will be an icing call.
And Cardiff won the Elite Ice Hockey Championship. That's the top league in Britain, the Devils. And Great Britain is still waiting on their first shot on goal, as is the goaltender, Henrik Haukeland.
Mathis Olam wins the draw. Ken-Andre Olam tried to get that back for Mats Rosalie Olsen in behind the net, intercepted. And Richardson will bat it up the boards. Patch trying to clear the zone, gets a second try and sends it on for Waller. Waller will get near the center ice red line, send it in. And Andreas Havelstad will head back for it. Clavestad swings it across for Norstebo. On for Olam, back for Clavestad. Works it to center, to the line, drops it back there for Rosalie Olsen. Cleared away by Tetlow, bouncing puck though, never cleared the zone. Rosalie Olsen on it again, sends it back up top at the line. Bit of a mishandle there by Clavestad. And that allows Myers to carry it out. Plays it on for Duggan. Duggan's shot, that misses the net. And comes all the way back for Clements. On for Ben O'Connor. And they'll try it again. Long shot, and Haukeland will make his first save on the long blast from center ice from Ben O'Connor. And now an icing call against Norway will bring the face-off back.
Great Britain played yesterday in that game against Czechia, losing 5-1. Norway had a day off as they opened on Friday. Shut out by the Finns. Fans in this building cheering on every goal there. Norway was in the game, but a couple of errant passes ended up right behind their goaltenders. The Finns put you into that trap situation and then spring it. But it almost looks like Great Britain just haven't really got their legs underneath them yet.
It is the short turnaround for Great Britain. They did play yesterday. Norway, on the other hand, will go back-to-back now with Great Britain today. They'll play Latvia tomorrow. But the schedule is such that Great Britain will play 7 games in 10 days. They did not play on opening day. They don't play on the final day of the preliminary round. Norway has the advantage of playing 7 games in 12 days. So much more favorable schedule for Norway.
Yeah, it's interesting. The higher you are in the standings in the world rankings, the better or more favorable your schedule is for days off. And when this puck is going to go back into the bench, Norway side. Last year for Great Britain, they had a back-to-back to start, the 22nd and 23rd of May, and then another back-to-back midweek, then another back-to-back, and finished their last game on June 1st. Lost to Switzerland 6-3. That was their experience last year, going 5-1 in the 7 games they played.
So Great Britain will have tomorrow as an off day.
Beautiful outside today, Dennis.
Yep, and then Sweden will be their next opponent. That will be on Tuesday. Cade Nielsen sends it cross ice. Nielsen gives chase on the near side on Hauga. And now for Lilleberg. Lilleberg stripped of the puck, comes for Dowd, and a good defensive recovery there by Johannesson as he knocked it away off the stick of Dowd before he could get that in on Haukeland. Dowd trying to work it free, and he will get squeezed out by Michael Hauga. And Hauga will start up. Gets to center, floats it cross ice. And Andreas Martinsson to the backboards, tried to center, it does, but no one there in a red jersey. Grabbed off by Phillips, misfire on his first pass. Earhart will play it around, and then Earhart will get it back. And he'll park in behind his own net. He and Mark Richardson paired on defense, and Richardson has the puck. Sends it up through center, and deflected away. Tretness will deflect it in. Tetlow back for Great Britain. tied up along the near side boards, and then on for Ben Davies. Davies, of course, back in the 2019 World Championship, had the big overtime goal for Great Britain. Joshua Tetlow sends it up at center for Joshua Waller. Chips it in, heads to the bench, and the two teams start a change. And Cassastool sends it off the boards, trying to spring. That's Rosalie Olsen, and not a good bank off the near side boards, and icing called against Norway.
Stretch passes to start working for Norway at this point, but with their top line out there, they always have something in the bag of tricks. And Ken-Andre Olum had played in Dusseldorf from 2014 to 2016, and then went back from 2019 to 2021, and then finished the season in Schwenningen in the DEL. 50 games, 9 goals and 23 assists.
Mats Rosalie Olsen is the youngest of that line at 31. Ken-Andre Olum is 33, and Mathis Olum at 36. And both of the Olum brothers, veterans of World Championship play. The 11th for Ken-Andre, the 14th for Mathis. And that line out there for Norway now. Mathis Olum on for Ken-Andre. Ken-Andre gets hauled down, and the game will see its first power play, and that power play will go to Norway.
Referee dance and pass. Check into the head. Delay penalty. Match penalty. Go.
With a 1-0 lead on Canada over in Helsinki. USA-Austria, the second game here. Some new faces coming over for the United States from the Minnesota Wild. Ryan Hartman, Matt Boldy, John Merrill. There's a shot save made. Power play for Norway. The hooking call for Conway. This gets chopped up the glass and up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Trying to use that position. There's the penalty drawn by Olin and Andre, and they're going to try to work that puck to the hash marks bumper position to get their best look at Ben Bounds.
Trentness and his unit on this power play right now. We had a look at Olum on the bench getting ready to come out. Norstabo, Haga, Jakobsen, down to the goal line it goes. And a centering pass from Trentness got deflected away. Jakobsen back for Trentness, second power play of the championship for Norway, 0 for 1 against Finland. Haga comes in with the wrister, off the stick, bounce, wasn't sure where it was. Haga waits for it. Trentness lets it go to Jakobsen. Christian Jakobsen sends it back. Trentness, Norstabo, Jakobsen, centered in front, and a good save made by Bounds as they set it up. And the chance in tight from Hoff.
That's what they were looking for, keep it around the outside and then get some of those Great Britain players to stretch to the boards and then work it to the front of the net off the goal line. But the top unit will come out now for Norway. They've got 35 seconds to work with.
Great Britain 2 for 3 on the penalty kill in game 1. Rosalie Olsen plays it around. Ken-Andre Olem trying to get a stick on it. Clearing attempt, got knocked down by Rosalie Olsen. On for Mathis Olem. Plays it cross ice. Ken-Andre Olem, bank pass to the line. Johannesson lets the shot go. Andreas Martinsen in front, but kicked away by Bounds. Out to the front. Mathis Olem off his stick, but kept in by Johannesson. Mathis Olem, Martinsen, Andreas Martinsen to the front of the net. Rosalie Olsen was there, couldn't get a stick on it. Power play is over. To the blue line, but not out. 2 shots on that power play for Norway. Lewis Hook, he'll drop it back. Lewis Hook looking for that return pass from Layton. That failed to materialize, and Rosalie Olsen carries it back in. Tried to toe drag his way to the front of the net, could not. Comes up with a loose puck as he takes his man down. Play goes on. Never did get a shot away, and right back up the ice now for Cade Nielsen. Sends it in. Clements going in after it. Cade Nielsen on the steal. Tries to jam it in the short side. Clements with the shot. Save made by Haukeland. And he'll hang on, and we'll get a face-off in the Norway end of the ice. Game still awaits its opening goal. Norway 0 for 1 on the power play. And a look at Cade Nielsen, number 94 for Great Britain. Won 6 of 10 faceoffs in yesterday's opening game. Back to the line, Clements. Behind, getting squeezed out, unable to get a stick on it. Brent Perlini, one of the Canadian-born players on this Great Britain team. There are 4 of them. Jackson Whistle, the backup netminder, being one. Clements will carry it in, plays it back for Perlini, and Perlini couldn't get his stick loose. Lake is another one, and Earhart, big defenseman, number 2 out of Calgary. And across, Tretness lets the shot go. That never got through. And Earhart on the loose puck. Plays it on for Joshua Batch. Deflected in by Ben Davies. Lavestad back forward for Norway and back up for Tretness. Tretness forced to the outside. Travis Sandheim has scored. Shot score here from the far side boards. Lavestad lets it go. May have gone off a stick or a body in front. Seemed to change directions. But it is a 1-0 lead for Norway.
Lavestad looking for teammates in front. And instead gets a lucky bounce. The defenseman, David Phillips, is trying to knock that puck off the toe of his stick. So it misses the net instead through the legs of his own goaltender. And Norway, who's had a commanding lead in shots, scoring their 10th one, 1-0.
Well, and that is one that David Phillips would like to have back.
It's instinctual to try to block passes, help your goaltender out, but this one, a little bit too much steam on it. And Lavestad, who won a championship this year for the Stavanger Oilers. gets on the board at this tournament.
His first World Championship goal in his second World Championship game. And another player gets taken down there, no call on it. Haga had to get away from him. Mark Richardson starts back up the ice. Pete Russell, the coach of Great Britain, talked about how he thought Ben Bounds got a lot of help from his defenseman yesterday. Well, that wasn't one of them, but Haga with a hit in on Phillips. It's been a rough couple shifts here for David Phillips.
I'm surprised he got back up. He went body first facing the boards, and it looked like Haga got a knee into the back of his knee.
Ken-Andre Olin for Matt DeSolum. Shot redirect there by Rosalie Olsen. That went wide. That's Rosalie Olsen stays on it. Gets it for Matt DeSolum. Shot. Then bounce down. Rebound for Ken-Andre Olin. He got tripped up on the play and no call. Maybe just lost an edge. And now play does get called.
It's a heavy, heavy hit there. That's a fair check from Haga, and it was felt by Phillips, but this one stings even more when you have an own goal. And the two emotions from either side.
Andreas Klavestad with the marker and a 1-0 lead for Norway. Klavestad off the boards. Brecky sends it in. Cade Nielsen swings it against the traffic, and Dowd trying to track it down on the far side, tried to slip that back for Nielsen. He couldn't handle it, but following up on the play is Brett Perlini, and he'll send it in. Dahlsted takes a bump on the near side. He'll turn and head to the bench for Norway. Ronald loses control of it, and now a complete change coming for Norway as Dallas Earhart has it in behind his own net.
When you think of experience in games played at this level, Norway, if you combine all their players' games at the top level, it's almost 430. I mean, they've been around, they understand which teams they might be in tough against and which teams they can exploit.
Phillips sends it across for Tetlow. Trying to find that as Waller. Jakobsen is in. Matthias Trenton is trying to pull that out of the pile. Number 8 for Norway. Center to the front of the net by Ludwig Hoff as we're into the final minute now, period number 1. This gets sent in by Jonathan Phillips. Again, some reaction from the Great Britain fans and the Great Britain bench. Martin Roymark with the long wrister, and a glove save made by Bounds.
Great Britain typically, when they get their forecheck going, get some body contact, hurry up the other team's defenders and create some loose pucks, that's when they get some scoring chances. That hasn't happened for them in this first period. They haven't been able to even get up and dump the puck in for somebody else to go get it with speed, and Norway seems to be in control of most things in this first.
Haga in to take the face-off, played in Finland this year after 7 seasons in Sweden. Wins the face-off. Klavestad the long shot, that sails wide. And around the boards for Matthias Norstebo, tried to flip it back in, and this ends up in the Great Britain bench.
Son talking to father at the bench.
Cade Nielsen and Dad Corey in behind the bench. Corey Nielsen and Adam Keefe, of course, ran the bench last year for Great Britain in the absence of Peter Russell. away for personal reasons.
Yeah, his daughter was having a surgical procedure and decided to stay home given the COVID situation of last year's tournament, and felt the assistant coaches were in good hands, taking on the responsibilities. And a 4-3 win over Belarus kept Great Britain up, and there was going to be no relegation, but they wanted to get that regulation win.
On for Dowd, we have seen the World Championship slowly getting back to normal. Of course, 2020, it never did happen. Supposed to be in Switzerland. Shut down because of COVID. Last year in Riga, lots of restrictions, limited fans. Fans back in this building. There's the Great Britain contingent that travels so well.
Get those suits outfitted before jumping on a plane here.
Not sure which are better. These are the orange suits that we saw day one. Nine seconds here in period number one. And a face-off back in the Norway zone. Cass's stool is on it. He'll just kill the clock. And the first period does come to an end.
And Norway's got to be happy with the puck possession, the offensive zone time, and more importantly, the 1-0 lead.
11-1, the shots in favor of Norway, and a 1-0 lead with 20 minutes done here in day 3 of the World Championship.
Team Norway 11. Laukaukset maalia kohti ensimmäistä erästä. Iso-Britannia 1, Norja 11. And in Helsinki, the score between Team Italy and Team Canada 1-1. Helsingissä tällä hetkellä tilanne ottelussa Italia-Kanada.
Dragen på, så spille.
Referee dance time. Referee time. So dance.
The score after first period, Team Norway 1, Team Great Britain.
Good hit, good battle. Good battle there. Keep working. Good sticks. Good. All you back. Let's go, guys. Another time line up. Hey, you're staying on the ice.
I'm done. No, no. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah. Yep. Good job, guys. Go, boys. Touch, 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 touch. Come on, it's good hit, come on.
Welcome back to Finland. The Norwegian fans thrilled with what they saw in the first period. Henrik Hockland faced only one shot. There was some action around his net. Nothing that got registered as a shot on goal other than the one. And Ben Bounds stopping everything that he faced other than the one that went off his own defenseman and in. and a 1-0 lead Norway as the second period gets going. Day 3 of the World Championship. Tetlow will start back out of his own end. Hockland will come out, plays it around the boards. Off a skate and in. Norway, the better face-off team in the opening period, winning 12 of 6. Mathis Olam was 3 for 3. There's a hit on the far side. And Michael Haga won 5 of the 7 that he took for Norway. Ben O'Connor will play it back for David Phillips to flex it up in center. Rosalie Olsen tried to get that into the Norway zone. Doesn't get it deep, and Cade Nielsen will play it back in. Nielsen had the only shot on goal in that opening period for Great Britain. Dowd sends it in, gets around the net. Nielsen jumps on the loose puck. Gets tied up there with Johannesson. And gets some help from Mathis Olam. And the pass back for Jonas Johannesson is behind him. And he'll fake. Buys himself a little bit of time. This gets deflected in. Roymark takes a bump at the line from Earhart. Clements takes his man down. Shot to the front of the net. Andreas Martinson was there. Martinson plays it behind his own net looking for Haga, or behind the Great Britain net looking for Haga. It gets broken up. Cleared in on the backtrack, trying to get a stick on it was Krugdahl. And back up the ice for Martinson. Lets the long shot go, turned away by Ben Bounds. Krugdahl waits for it at the line, doesn't get to him. And then finally does, but he was pressured on the play by Jonathan Phillips. And it's back for Joshua Batch. His pass intercepted by Martinson. Sends it back into his own zone. Krugdahl goes cross ice. Clavestad, the goal getter in this game, will play it up the boards and in.
This hasn't been a very good start for this second period for Great Britain. Their passes haven't connected from one player to another, and anytime it goes back into Norway's hands, they'll just settle things down, create their breakout, and that's how they've been controlling. They did that in the first, and they're continuing here in the second.
The short turnaround, they played the 4:20 local time game yesterday against Czechia. Norway, of course, has not played since opening night. A loss against Finland, 5-0, so the goal by Andreas Clavestad, their first of this World Championship, and his first World Championship goal. Backhanded to the front of the net and into the glove of Haukeland, and he'll hang on to it.
Haukeland sees a shot earlier in the second period than he did in the first. A thunderous check there. Ben Lakes trying to squeeze by and instead gets plastered. And that knocks all the medical equipment off the edge of the boards. Good stand-up check there.
Emil Lilleberg has been good. Has played his entire career in Norway. He is only 21 years of age. 6'2". So some size, some physicality. Led the team in ice time yesterday. And a big hit there. This gets flipped in by Krugdahl. Tetlow off the boards for Phillips. Phillips mishandled it. Gets some help from Ben Lake, and Ben Lake takes another jolt.
What has he done against the Norwegians that we don't know about?
Scored the goal yesterday.
But it wasn't against Norway.
Probably in the scouting report. There's the guy we need to keep an eye on. Haukeland makes the save off of Nielsen.
And Cade Nielsen's been prominent for Great Britain. They had a shot off the post in the game against Czechia on Friday. As Great Britain was outshot 34-18 in that 5-1 loss. Ben Lake was the only goal getter for Great Britain, a breakaway that he converted later in the game.
Cade Nielsen spent a couple of years at the Ontario Hockey Academy in Cornwall. U17, U18, and then joined the Great Britain program, part of the U18 program, and will play at the University of Alaska Fairbanks next year. Johannesson plays it on for Lilleberg. Gets deflected out to center. Mats Rosalie Olsen trying to bust his way through, and it gets taken away by Dowd. Dowd will play it out to center, and Johannesson will regroup. Lilleberg plays it on for Mathis Olin. Mathis Olin gets pressured there from Waller, and Waller will chase this back into his own end. Kept in though, Mats Rosalie Olsen looking high glove, and that misses the target.
Well, I read that well. He was already on the boards when it was getting slung around, and walking in, you'd like to create a rebound for a teammate.
Andreas Martinson knocked that down at center. Waits for it up the left side, on for Martin Roymark. Roymark couldn't get anywhere, and it's back for Martinson on the near side. Andreas Martinson, 152 NHL games played, centering pass into the high slot, and a save made by Ben Bounds.
Made a good job, Ben Bounds did, of avoiding the traffic in front, moving to his right, staying tall enough to get the blocker on it as Great Britain will whip this down the ice. And was reading about Martinson as he's now turned into an alpaca farmer in his native country, Norway. His wife, Camilla, surprised him. They have a farm by acquiring 2 alpacas, and one of them's a little stressful to deal with, Nils, who spat at Andreas when he was introduced to them.
Is there more to that story?
Just unruly alpacas, that's all.
Kind of turned into a bit of a spitting contest between, well, I can tell you about the alpacas that the McLeod's daughters had trouble with on the Netflix series.
Okay.
We'll save that for later. Kretnes will dump it off at the line. Clavestad puts it into the slot. And an injured player there. Was that a stick or a puck that
was
came
the
up
puck.
and caught Ben Davies?
Yeah, he's checking for blood, but he's having to defend as Kretnes is trying to work his magic.
Tried to get that to the back post, looking for Jakobsen. Jakobsen in a battle, and now we are going to get a penalty called, and it will be another power play for Norway as Jonathan Phillips will go to the penalty box for slashing the captain of Great Britain.
Also this year, hundreds of volunteers will be working on the tournament. Without this game rule, no one else will be here today. So that we can make a difference. Volunteers are the miracle makers, and we need. Tänä vuonna turnauksessa työskentelee satoja vapaaehtoisia. Ilman heitä kukaan meistä ei ole täällä tänään. He ovat ihmeiden tekijöitä, joita me täällä tarvitsemme. Jokaisessa pelissä palkitaan yksi vapaaehtoistyöntekijä. In each game, we reward one volunteer. Volunteer of the game in this game is Juva Mikkelsen from Info Team. Juva, 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 Juva.
So power play for Norway, but Ben Davies maybe had a legitimate argument. It was a stick that came up that caught him off of Ludwig Hoff. And then a call that Jonathan Phillips is still trying to figure out exactly where it was.
Puck battle, and they called it a slash.
Cross ice. Mathis Olam is after it on the near side. Olam trying to get it back, and does. Plays it up top. Johannesson. Ken-Andre Olam off a skate to the front of the net, bounces down, and the goal light comes on. The referee says no, and this will get reviewed.
This has happened before where the lights come on and the puck hasn't crossed the goal, but a battle afterwards as Martinson was the one who found that loose puck and it squirted off to the blocker's side of goaltender Ben Bounds. And Rosalie Olsen was right there trying to knock it out of the air. Puck off a skate right to Rosalie Olsen. And there's the push. And the scissor of the heels of Bounds keeps that out. Wow. My goodness. That is yoga paying off. Ooh, but that view looks like it's over. They are going to take a look. Bounds with the blocker. Olam hustles this and just scoops it, and that's a goal. The better view from up top is Mathis Olam. We'll get this one.
Yeah, Mark Richardson bats it out of the net, but that replay shows that it is across the goal line. And then the acrobatics of Ben Bounds. But by that time, the damage had been done.
Well, they put some players in the penalty box. That's Martinson, as he's got a view already of this puck going over the line. And the referees are together, top right, reviewing this. Posey, who got involved with Martinson after the red light did go on. The ref, as you see, waves it off initially. So it's got to be conclusive, but Dennis, that to me is conclusive. The disc over the red line. That's what the Norway fans believe. I'm going to write it down in pen.
I think that's a good call.
And so Mathis Olam continues to add to his points as the all-time leader for Denmark at the World Championship. That will be his 68th point in this his 92nd game.
So Mads Fransen of Denmark and Fraser Lawrence of Canada, the referees, continue to review this one. Again, the camera angle may not be perfect, but clearly that is far enough into the net that it is across the goal line completely.
It's just the waving off that is complicating matters because it has to be conclusive. From our viewpoint, it's conclusive. And we'll wait for Fraser Lawrence, who's wearing number 12, in conversation. Olam knows it's in. He's going to wander over and make sure his number gets on the score sheet properly, or he'll hang at the bench. Here's what it sounds like.
After video review, ball on the ice is a goal.
So it is a 2-0 lead for Norway as Mathis Olam will get the power play marker.
Well, Bounds did as much as he possibly could when you're on your stomach in the blue paint with the clicking of the heels together, but he does not enjoy the final call.
And I think the argument for Great Britain will be there was a missed high stick and then a very questionable call on Jonathan Phillips. But when it comes to the goal, yes, the puck was across the goal line. And Johannesson will pick up the assist on the power play goal by Olam.
They'll add something to Rosalie Olsen, who's at the front of the net as well. That area right top of the blue
Switzerland and France. Josh Anderson has scored for Canada, 2-1 up on Italy in Helsinki. Roymar trying to get this back into his own zone for the regroup and does. Lilleberg off the boards for Haga. Johannesson trying to catch up to that just beyond his reach. And Ben O'Connor will play it back into the Norway zone. So for a team that has trouble finding offense, Great Britain now down a couple. Norway, after getting shut out in game 1, a 2-0 lead here. The penalties, Mosi and Martinson, 2 each for roughing after that scrum after the goal. Earhart will send this rink wide. Scott Conway will play it back at the line. Earhart the shot, save, rebound. Knocked away before Hochland could find it. And then it came to the front of the net again, but got cleared away before anyone in a white jersey could find it.
Brett Berlini was below the goal line on that glove side and just put it back to the blue paint, trying to bank it off the goaltender's left pad, but Hochland, sitting on his pants, is still able to make the stop.
Lavestad, who had the first Norway goal, gets it out to center ice. That's as far as that play gets.
And they will add an assist for Roseli Olsen, who was the main perpetrator in that pileup.
Deflected out at center. Lavestad will send it back in. Waller out to center. On for Batch. Batch's shot goes off the stick of Roxeth and up off the glass. Mosi out of the box along with Martinson will play it back into his own end. Lakowitz will play it through, but this is going to be offside at the line. We will step aside. 11-11 left to go in period 2 and a 2-0 lead Norway. Coming up on the play. It is going to go to Norway. Kasselstuhl will go to the box for cross-checking, so Great Britain in need of some offensive spark will go to the power play.
Battle along the boards, and Ben Myers is trying to find it. Kasselstuhl right there. It's better to take one hand off the stick, push the back, and then poke with the hand that's on the stick. Anytime you have that 2 hands on the stick and it's across your belt level, you extend out, that's going to put you in the box. So yeah. Great Britain has a chance here.
That extension is what gets you. Shot to the short side, save made by Hochland. And again, a little more rough stuff as Ben Lake was looking for a loose puck.
He's going to need a lot of ice bags after this game, Ben Lake. And the goal that he scored against Czechia was on a breakaway with a defender chasing, and he was able to score, but then kind of thundered himself into the backboards, head and shoulder first, as the shot by Dowd goes into the equipment of Haukeland, and Ben Lake's trying to pry it free, and then obviously Norway none too pleased.
Yeah, that crashed into the boards yesterday, and then he's taken some hits in this game.
Matthew Matthew Myers. I call him Ben Myers. That's the American player.
Correct.
Pardon me. The Myers clan.
Ben O'Connor back into his own end. Out at center for Conway. Conway feeds it through, and some reaction off the bench there as Ben Lake got taken down. Lilleberg plays it on. Tretness will get it out. He got knocked down by Kate Nielsen. Shot around the boards and back in for Ben Lake. Lake sets it up, tried to get it for Conway. Conway to the backhand and puts that off the outside of the net. The line for Ben O'Connor. Shot deflected and kicked away by Hochland. So some pressure now from Great Britain, and this one skips away from Ben O'Connor.
It was a 2-on-1 for Norway. The shot missed the net, rung all the way around and allowed Great Britain a 3-on-2 rush. And a couple of almosts in putting it towards the goaltender, but not past him.
Into the back half of period number 2. Mark Richardson will send it on for Waller. Waller gets to center no further. Berlini follows up, but this is going to be an offside call against Great Britain.
Ben Lake brings us to the middle. Nice drag of the state to stand side, and then a nifty little pass through. But at the last moment, Conway can't negotiate it with the backhand to the front of the net. Those two see the replay on the big board too and are having a quick check-in about it.
2012 to Texas of the North American Hockey League for Scott Conway. On to the Western Hockey League. Into Indiana, spent some time in the BC Junior League. Played this past year in Belfast. At the line, kept in. Cross-ice pass for Waller. And a little bit in behind him. Waller stays on it. Off his stick, and this will get cleared out to center ice. 7 seconds now left in the power play. Berlini plays it all the way back into his own zone. 2 shots on that power play. Mosey gets to center, in across the line, lets the wrister go. It got blocked by Klavestad. Cleared back out at center. Joshua Batch, he'll go rink wide. That'll get slammed in by Hoff. Andreas Martinson gets it out at center. Haga follows up. Haga gets squeezed to the boards with Batch. Martinson tries to get the puck down low, does, but Batch will take it and send it across ice. 2-0 Norway with the lead. This gets deflected in by Hoff, and he'll head to the bench on the change, and Norway with Lilleberg. Gets to the line, sends it in, goes in after it. Lilleberg with a bump. Long pass up at center. Hochland will get there ahead of Duggan. Came around the boards. Matthew Myers had it get away from him. And Norway back out on the offensive attack with Mathis Olam. Olam tries to get it back to his brother and does. And Ken-Andre Olam sends it towards the goal line. Mathis Olam hustles across. And finally it is cleared out by Duggan. Brogdal will clear it right back in. Out to center, no further. As Clements goes after in the corner, he'll bump there with Ken-Andre Olam. Lakowitz trying to send it back into his own zone. Lakowitz now without a stick. And the puck grabbed by Dallas Earhart.
But Britain got a bit of a bump, not only a couple of chances on the power play, but a shift or two afterwards, but Norway's kind of settled that back down.
Cade Nielsen to the line, no further. Trentness will bring it right back in. Trentness will send it across. Norstable for Jakobsen. Klavestad settles it down, back for Jakobsen. Christian Jakobsen back for Klavestad. Tried to chip it to the short side, that's off a stick, and Robert Dowd will take it for Great Britain. Dowd gets pressured there by Jakobsen. Dishes it on for Phillips, or rather for Richardson to the line. Shot from the far side. Hockland makes the save. Bent Lake with a chance on the near side. And Clavestad, who scored a goal in the opening period, makes a great defensive play there to keep this 2-0 Norway. Header Sunday here at the World Championship. Our second game will be Austria and Team USA, and then it closes with what should be a good one, Czechia and Sweden, the final game of the day.
We've been keeping our eyes on the Sweden roster. They only have 15 skaters registered, waiting for some more reinforcements if they come from North America.
We mentioned the name William Nylander earlier on our walkover, wondering whether he would be interested in coming to join Sweden after Tampa Bay's Game 7 win over Toronto last night, 2-1 your final. Mark Rowe talked about this along with Mark Mathot and Nick Paul, who had the game winner for Canada last year. It's both goals last night for Tampa Bay. Here we are in Tampere as the World Championship comes to Finland. Off the sideboards, Hagen trying to center it, draws a penalty. Andreas Martinsen plays it down low. And now play will get whistled down, and Norway will go to the power play for the third time, and a chance to maybe really get a stranglehold on this game.
Well, Joshua Waller realized he would have to do what he could to obstruct that puck from Haga, as Norway was setting up for a couple of quick passes and then towards the net. Puck battle one, squirts out. Haga's about to put it across. You can't see the screen, and there it is for Martinsen. And to Martinsen's left was another teammate coming into the screen. That doesn't connect, but the power play will go to work for Norway.
1 for 2 in this game after going 0 for 1 against Finland in the opener. Johannesson for Ken-Andre Olam. Plays it to the goal line for Rosalie Smith. Back up top at the line. Shot, scores! Mathis Olam with the bomb from the line, and the captain of the Norway team has his second power play goal of the period, and a 3-0 lead for Norway.
18 seconds after the infraction, Olam with a hard shot through traffic. Selly Olsen is at the front of the net, but I think it's the big defenseman Joshua Tetlow who's in the eye line of his goaltender Ben Bounds. Head up for Olam, the follow through of the shot, and it goes past the glove. So the Olam brothers team up and propel Norway to a 3-0 lead.
14th World Championship for Mathis Olam. 14 goals now with the 2 in this game. And smiles on the Norway bench, and why not?
Ken-Andre, his brother, didn't play in the opener, but he's got a primary assist to Big Bro And 2 power play goals turns this game completely in Norway's favor.
Norway did win the games last year that they had to win. They finished 3-4 in the preliminary. It was not good enough to get them to the quarterfinals, so somewhere they are going to have to find a win or a point. So a 3-0 lead for Norway here in the second.
Norja kolmas maali ylivoimalla. Maalintekijänä 46 Mattis Oolin, syöttäjinä 40 Andre Oolin ja 51 Mats Rosseli Olsen. Aika 35-19.
Okay, let's try again. Great Britain hockey fans, welcome to a championship tournament in Tampere. Great to see you all here. Are you ready to support your team? Your team needs you now. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can hear you. Are you ready? Now it sounded cool. Which team will win today? Which team? Which team? Hey, hey, hey! IIHF.
3-0 lead here for Norway, 4-1 lead for Canada on Italy, that game in Helsinki. Austria, USA next, of course, Austria and France into this championship in place of Russia and Belarus.
You're running down Norway in their successes at the World Championship. They last made the quarterfinals in 2012. It's been a while for them to play an 8th game.
Cleared to the blue line, Haga trying to get a stick on it. Bounces out at center. Klavestad tried to chip that up the boards. On it is Nielsen. Kate Nielsen digs it free for Ben Lake. Lake had it knocked off his stick and Norstebo. On for Andreas Martinsen, through for Haga. Michael Haga couldn't get anywhere. And Klavestad back to regroup. Chips it off the boards and out the center ice. Joshua Tetlow there for Great Britain. Deflected in by Robert Dowd. Klavestad plays it around. Andreas Martinsen waits for it. Talking about his time in the National Hockey League. Started with Colorado, on to Montreal, ended up in Chicago his final year.
Then he played in the minors, the San Diego Gulls, and was saying that the AHL veteran rule had him sitting out games, and he just wanted to play. So decided to come back to Norway and become a farmer.
Yep, raise alpacas.
And play hockey.
Good combination, as long as they don't spit at you.
He's been Lillehammer the last 2 years. Never drafted.
Some size, some physicality. And did spend a lot of time in front of the opposition net. Backhand try and a save made as Scott Conway gets that one in on Hockland. There's Mathis Olam.
2 goals for him. And boy, the Olam brothers, the more you watch the World Championship, you know that they're going to be involved offensively for Norway. In fact, everything has to run through them. There's Ken Andre to Mathis, the captain. And don't discount at the front of the net, Mats Rosselli Olsen. He creates traffic, hard to move. He's got 2 power play assists in this game.
Then Davies trying to get around his opponent there. That was Duggan to try and get a, or rather Brecky to try and get a handle on that loose puck off the face-off, but it is cleared by Norway. On for Waller. Waller's pass, that got intercepted. Trying to chip it back down was Martin Ronald. Rondal will send this in.
You understand the importance to Great Britain about this game because their next 2 games will be against Sweden and against the United States.
Rister doesn't get through. Slap shot from Earhart. And Hockland makes the save on that. and will hold. And again, we talked about the schedule for Great Britain. This would be one of those games where they maybe would have preferred a day off coming into this game, a game where they legitimately felt that they had a chance to maybe pick up a win. The fans still hopeful.
Yeah, the Britain fans a little dour. After Sweden and USA, their following game will be against Finland for the Britons. So then they'll be looking at their last two games against Latvia and Austria to try to pull out a win. Not that they can't beat one of those other teams, but so far they just haven't seemed to generate enough offensive chances to beat a top team, a top-ranked team.
Lakowitz will send that in. Off the near side boards. Trying to get that back to the line was Myers. Matthew Myers back. When you play 7 and 10, the schedule does not do you any favors.
No, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself on the off day. I mean, it's a great opportunity to come to a foreign country and play hockey and try to soak it all in, but for the most part, you're icing yourself down and drinking lots of fluids.
Cross ice pass, Roy Mark with the blast after he took the pass from Mathis Olam. Olam stays on it, gets wrapped up there by Nielsen. Came back to the line, Johannesson trying to chip that down low, but it's blocked, and Cade Nielsen will carry it back. Lets the slap shot go from outside the line. Now into the final minute of the second frame. And Earhart will send it around the boards and back into the Norway zone. Chipped up at center. Ken-Andre Olam plays it through, and now another penalty is coming as Earhart chops the stick out of the hands of Michael Haga.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves. Great Britain I'm talking about. 2 power play goals already for Norway.
It's Cade Nielsen that's going to go to the box on that slashing call.
I mentioned the one before was trying to negate a really good scoring chance. This one, a little soft call, but the right one.
Look at Adam Keith to the right of the coach, Pete Russell. Battle for a loose puck, and it's played around for Jakobsen. Christian Jakobsen dishes it off. Back to the blue line it goes for Norstabo. Ludwig Hoff in front of the net. Jakobsen has the puck for Tretnes. Tretnes takes it, and that ticks off the outside of the post, maybe off the blocker of bounds.
Boy, did he just make his mind up to sift his way through to the front and get a shot off.
Took it to the net in a hurry. Power play continues as the second period will come to an end. And a good period for Norway as they will go to the room with a 3-0 lead as we see that one tick off the outside of the pipe.
Second period. Team Norway 3, Team Great Britain 0. Tilanne toisen erän jälkeen Norja 3, Iso-Britannia 0. Shots on goal in the second period. Team Great Britain 12, Team Norway 8. Laukaukset kohti maalia toisessa erässä, Iso-Britannia 12, Norja 8.
På siste droppen her, jeg får gå, så kommer de så jævlig høyt opp i dere. Så spiller dere der, så blir det stoppet. Skal jeg prøve å gå i stedet? Eller du tenker dette ligger høyt? Ja, jeg går i stedet. Ja.
Team Norway 49 ja takaisin penaltikko. Iso-Britannia 62, Joshua Waller 2 minuuttia, koukkaaminen. Aika 35-0. The score after that second period. Team Norway 3, Team Great Britain 0. Tilanne toisen erän jälkeen Norja 3.
Good. No, follow through. Follow through. Follow through of a shot. Follow through. No, 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 no. Hey, that's good. We'll check it. We'll check it.
After video review, the call on the ice is a goal.
Hands! Hey! 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 Fellas, drop it! Hey! Fellas, we're good. We don't need one here. We don't need one here. It's on the pad. It's tap on the pad. Absolutely. No, I tap on the pad. We're good.
Kiekkoja, kiitos. Kiekkoja, kiitos. Kiekkoja, kiitos. Kiekkoja, kiitos. 20 Jonathan Phillips, 2 minuuttia huitominen. Aika 26:07. Iso-Britannia 62, Joshua Waller 2 minuuttia, koukkaaminen. Aika 35-0. Britannia 62, Joshua Waller 2 minuuttia, koukkaaminen. Aika 35-0. Joshua Waller 2 minuuttia, koukkaaminen. Aika 35-0. Iso-Britannia 62, Joshua Waller 2 minuuttia, Aika 35-0. At 35-01. Iso-Britannia 62, Joshua Waller 2 minuuttia koukkaaminen. Aika 35-0.
Andreas Martinsen making his debut for Norway. And a 3-0 lead for Norway as we get set to start period number 3. Kate Nielsen will start the period in the penalty box. Kent-Andre Olam making his tournament debut as well. Eric Hockland has not been overly busy, was busier in the second period as he faced 12 shots, only 1 in the first. And Ben Bounds, always busy in nets for Great Britain, has had 3 get by him, 1 off his own defenseman. Rosalie Olsen, who on the sheet has played 20 minutes and 44 seconds. They have him down at 14 minutes and 33 seconds of ice time in the second period for Mats Rosalie Olsen.
Well, he does get a lot of power play time, net front presence, but those numbers are high.
Mathis Olam trying to go across ice, came back to him, and looking for the hat trick, and a save made by Bounds.
And one of the ways that Norway is going to hang around in this tournament is if they get power play opportunities. Off the rush, a pass gets batted out of the air by Mosey right back. And the shot wasn't exactly in a corner, good save by Bounds.
Johannesson on for Rosalie Olsen. Mathis Olam up top. Johannesson cross ice, and Kent-Andre Olam with that pass onto the, looking for the redirect, and got it from Andreas Martinsen. In across, Kent-Andre Olam. Lakowitz trying to come up with a loose puck. Rosalie Olsen there. Andreas Martinsen pulls it out of the pile. Gets it back at the line, Johannesson. Rosalie Olsen sends it to the goal line. Klavestad back up top. Johannesson the shot. And Ben Bounds tracks this all the way into his catching glove and hangs onto it.
Bounds has been good through traffic except for the last goal that went by him, the power play slap shot. This is the redirect and getting the shoulder up. The second goal for Mathis Olam was that slap shot from the left point that got through traffic and past Bounds' glove. But for the most part, he's been able to stand up, be big, and make a reaction save.
10 seconds now left in the minor penalty. Klavestad, who had the goal in the opening period. Jakobsen the shot save. Jakobsen the rebound off the glove side post. Power play is over and Kate Nielsen is on it. 3 shots on that power play. And another goal post. Norstabo for Tretnes. Tretnes delays, gets it to the front of the net. Jakobsen was there, so was Hoff. And cleared away, and Norstabo will hustle back into his own end. He'll play it in behind his own net. Out at center, Haga trying to bust his way through. Kassestuhl will send it in, and Ben Bounds will trap it behind his own net. Leaves it there for Phillips off the glass and down the ice, and this will be an icing call against Great Britain.
Well, the penalty kill gives them a fighting chance, down 3-0, but they are challenged to score goals. Last year, 13 goals in the 7 games they played for Great Britain. But they are going to have to find another gear, as they haven't played in the offensive zone a lot through this game.
Magnus Brekke in his second World Championship out to take the face-off. And he'll do it against Scott Conway. And some injuries for Great Britain. Ole Betteridge not here. Mike Hammond is not here. Brendan Connolly. Liam Kirk is the big one. Steve Lee also not here. That's what we talked about earlier, that Evan Mosey, who is normally a defenseman, has been moved up to play forward. Deflected up at center. Cleared away before Ronald could get to it. Casastool with Conway in pursuit. Plays it behind his own net. Brecky down low, played it around the boards. Tried to work that up for Eric Salston. Back it comes to the line for Mark Richardson. Wrist shot looking for that far side, sailed it high and wide. Off the corner boards, Lillibert plays it on. Ken-Andre Olam puts on the brakes, gets his stick tied up. That allows Ben O'Connor to send it ahead for Brett Perlini. Perlini hit a little deep, gets hooked in a penalty shot. Brett Perlini has been awarded a penalty shot.
He was behind the defenders and isn't able to settle a pass, but off his stick and then tries to get to it. Here's the hook into the hands at the last moment. Does not get any sort of clean shot off. Johannesson, the guilty party. Perlini trying to make a dent.
Our second penalty shot of this World Championship here in Tampere. Perlini shot and a glove save. And a dandy from Henrik Hakeland.
That was a nifty stop. Perlini's trying to muscle it by the glove side. Hakeland is in perfect position, and he is able to look at that puck in the webbing of his glove as he falls back. The penalty shot we saw previous was between Great Britain and Czechia. For Czechia, but
Roman
did not go in.
Cervenka put it off both posts. Puck bounces back inside the Norway line. Klavestad will play it across for Norstabo. Norstabo in his 5th World Championship had 3 goals in his first World Championship and has not scored since. One of the defensemen for Norway, and Norstabo has the puck right now. Roymark will take a bump from Richardson. And up the ice for Lewis Hook. Gets to the line no further. Richardson on it again. Away from him, and Hook will get it again. Plays it on for Ben Davies.
Sorry, for a better chance and to get back into a hockey game. A penalty shot, but denied, and that just really sets Great Britain back.
When you don't create a lot of offense, when you work to get a penalty shot, that is one that, yes, you would like to convert. Casastool breaks it up at the line. Lewis Hook follows up, and then Hook gets bodied down by Trentness. Hoff will send it deep. Ketlow off the backboards. On for Phillips. His bank pass. He was looking for Ben Lake. Lake tracks it down. Cade Nielsen is on it, trying to drive this into the Norway zone. Can't. And right back up the ice for Salston. David Phillips. No room for him up the right side boards. Gets it back for Tetlow. Up for Dowd. Dowd will leave it and then gets it back from Tetlow. Dowd looking for a little bit of room, doing some nifty stick handling. Bounces it in. And Hakeland will stop it. Was going to hang on to it and then lets it go. Flipped up the boards, but not out by Brecky. And now a pile up in front of the Norway bench. And now Ken-Andre Olam gets knocked down on the play as he glares over at the defenseman Ben O'Connor, and now a cross-ice pass is deflected up and out of play.
Great Britain trying some stretch passes, but they're not handled cleanly. And anytime as a forward you're racing up ice and it goes on your tape, then you lose control of it. It just takes any sort of spark out of your attack.
Fans looking pretty spry for a Sunday morning.
Got a long day ahead of them. 2 more games in this building.
It all depended how long a day Saturday was for some of them.
It's very true.
Taken by Norstabo, and he'll bounce this Back inside the Great Britain line, Clements will turn, fire it up at center. Mosey with the long wrister, that goes wide. Perlini's after it, jammed away from him. Ben O'Connor will hold it in at the line. Ken-Andre Olam unable to clear. Earhart's on the loose puck, looking for the high tip there from Conway. Banked off the boards by Rosalie Olsen, but never does get to Ken-Andre Olam. Mathis Olam will track it down. 2 in the game for him, and he takes a bump there from Earhart. Roymark trying to work it back down low. Comes back at the blue line. Krogdahl takes the return pass, chips a backhander down for Kassestuhl. Trying to find Andreas Martinson in behind the net, but caught and gloved down and carried out by Scott Conway. He'll play it on, and no room for Evan Mosey, so it's right back into the Great Britain zone. Mosey will try it again. Sends it back for Waller. Waller on for Ben Davies. Waller in on the forecheck. Davies trying to control it. Ben Davies gets rubbed out by Brecky, and the puck taken by Michael Haga.
Well, with Norway playing tomorrow against Latvia, it's imperative that they use everybody on their bench. Coach Petter Thoresen, 5th year here as the bench boss for Norway, and they've been in control of this game. There hasn't been a lot of scares other than the penalty shot opportunity for Great Britain.
And a tough game for Latvia last night. See how they respond. After that, a loss to Finland, 2-1 on a late power play goal.
Offensive zone penalty costs Latvia the opportunity to put that game into overtime or even a shootout.
Shot through traffic to the near side. Andreas Martinson was there along with Tetlow. Never got to the net. Off the glove of Tetlow. He'll chase this to the far side. This gets chopped back down low by Kalvestad. Back in for Trentness. Trentness goes rink wide. Shot to the front of the net, turned away. Norstable lets it go back to the line. It comes a shot, and that sailed wide. Up through center. Krogdahl will play it around to the near side. Unable to handle that cleanly was Ronald. And Clements will take it back into his own end.
I've been impressed with Trentness. When you talk Norway, it's always the Olin brothers, but Trentness, who played in La Chaux de Fonds in the 2nd division in Switzerland, passes the puck hard. He's quick and elusive at times once he gains the zone. Hasn't hit the score sheet yet, but as a helper, has got a goal.
You enjoy your time in the Swiss League?
Absolutely. Played in Martinez for the Red Lions.
There's a much difference.
The German came in red.
The German league to the Swiss league?
Yes. In Germany, it's more of a North American style game, and in Switzerland, it's more of an individual game where the imports are counted on for almost everything. And in Germany, it's more of a team play.
Guessing your years in Mannheim might be the most memorable for you?
Yes, Dennis.
Also, your first NHL goal. King was a member of the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, against Curtis Joseph. But going to Mannheim, great organization. Won 4 championships my first 5 years and learned German along the way.
Which still comes in handy.
It does. Every time I go there and try to rent a Porsche.
Makes our travels through the Frankfurt airport a lot easier when you are with us.
Yeah, natürlich.
Around the boards, Andreas Martinson will go after it. Into the back half here of the 3rd period. Stripped of the puck by Perlini. And then Perlini plays it back up into the high slot. Conway shot never got through.
That hit Haga. Boy, that was the 2 chances to create something offensively, and none of them, Oberlin doesn't even have to do anything. The goaltender hoggled it.
Played out at center off the stick of Clements. Icing gets waved off. Norstable, Perlini's after him, and onto the stick of Ben Davies, and he chipped it wide. Davies gets taken down in the corner. Gets a little bit of help. Waller gets it to the front of the net. And a scramble for a loose puck. Jonathan Phillips gets a couple of tries at it. Mark Richardson back. We have gone 8 minutes without a stoppage in play. The last stop was the penalty shot for Perlini. Trentonus gets to the Great Britain line no further. Got stopped there by Phillips. And back for Krogdahl. On for Hoff. And Ben O'Connor on the regroup for Great Britain. On for Phillips. David Phillips will send this in. Trentonus brings it back for Norway.
Long stick.
Trentonus to the line. That's as far as that play gets. As the puck knocked off his stick and then takes a bump from Ben O'Connor. Ben O'Connor gives a bump on the far side to Ronald.
Seen a little push here by Great Britain, but when they get up ice, it doesn't result in a shot. They've only got 3 shots in this third period, and that goose egg is still on the board.
1 in the first and 3 in the third here. Shots on goal for Great Britain. Richardson out of his own end. Ben Lake sends it back at the line. Through some traffic. Rister didn't get through from Joshua Batch. Now stolen by Ben Lake. Lake for Dowd, away from him. And Kate Nielsen tried to walk into a slap shot and got spilled. Dowd backhander scores! Robert Dowd is, you mentioned, Dave, some jump to the stride of Great Britain here in the last 7-8 minutes. And finally, they get one to make this a 3-1 game with 7:09 to go.
The crowd was banging a drum for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and Great Britain complies, answers the music. Loose play, Dowd with a quick backhand underneath Haukeland, who has made that save many times in his career, but this one just slips through the 5-hole. Some life yet. And dancing in unison.
Well, something to cheer about, and maybe a little more to cheer about. There's still 7:09 to go here in the third period.
2 games in a row that Great Britain has scored in the third period. What do they do now? Do they build off of this, or does Norway get back into things defensively?
We had played 9 minutes and 32 seconds without a stoppage from the penalty shot to that goal. So we are way behind on our commercial breaks.
Well, you think of that penalty shot went in, and then I'll just adjust the timeline, allow the Dowd goal. There's
Chance
another
in
one.
front, Perlini scores. And Great Britain has made this a 1-goal game. So Perlini, who missed on the penalty shot, has him up and dancing once again.
Good for him, good for Great Britain. Hang around the net, opportunistic. This originates down the goal line from behind the net. The wrap doesn't work, but right place, right time, Perlini. Eludes his check, and it's a 1-goal game.
Boy, how important will that penalty shot save by Haukeland be as this game goes on?
Well, I was walking into that, and then they go and score. And you're right, this has energized the team, their fan base, and the game in general.
Ben Lake across the line. Lake will send it back. Clements with the shot, and Haukeland will make the save, and he will hang on. We will step aside 6:22 to go in a 1-goal game.
Time 53-29. Iso-Britannia toinen maali. Maalin tekijänä 9 Brett Berlini. Syöttäjinä 26 Evan Mousi ja 10 Scott Norway. Aika 53-29.
Now it's time to play Echo. Next to me is Emil from Norway and Greta from Great Britain. When they scream, you answer.
Norway! Norway, GP! Norway! Norway, GP! Norway! Norway, GP! Norway!
38 seconds between the 2 goals for Robert Down and Brett Perlini. And Great Britain has made this a hockey game.
And Ben Lake has registered a point in back-to-back games for Great Britain.
The commercial break perhaps coming at a good time for Norway. Settle things down a little bit. Norstabo gets it on for Roymart. He'll send it in. Played around the boards for Michael Haga. Down for Andreas Martinson. Bumped there by Earhart. Is Norway looking to spend a little more time in the offensive zone? Earhart. Nice little outlet pass. Nielsen will play it up at center for Ben Lake. Lake, no room there through the neutral zone. And will play it back for Mark Richardson. For Tetlow. Through center ice, some room for Conway. And Hockeland may have got a piece of that as Scott Conway found some room down the left side. Slap shot, that didn't get through off the stick of Evan Mosey. Gets played around the boards into the Norway zone. Battle for a loose puck. And Kasselstuhl has it for Norway.
Well, back in 2019, the game had bigger implications when it was Great Britain against France. Great Britain was down 3-0 in that game, came back to win in overtime.
Turnover and a shot wide. What a chance for Ludwig Hoff on the turnover in the Great Britain zone. And Johannesson bobbles the puck. It comes out. Offside is called. Look at that Ludwig Hoff opportunity, and Ben Bounds may have got just enough of that with his glove.
Very tipped to keep that from silencing the Great Britain crowd, who's come alive, as has their team.
Well, we're in for a finish with 4:45 to go here in the third period. Ronald will bring it back in for Norway. Gets rubbed out in the corner by Phillips. Then O'Connor giving chase on the far side. Getting there first, though, was Brecky, and he'll play it back deep. Dowd, who got the offense started. That after Perlini missed on the penalty shot. Dowd one, gets one through. And 38 seconds later, it's Perlini. And that's where we stand 3-2 here in the third. Lilleberg, the long left wing pass, trying to spring Rosalie Olsen, and this will be an icing call. Face-off will come back.
Here's the Dowd slippery backhander, and you thought, okay, nice for him. And 38 seconds later, nicer for the bench. Dowd, the goal scorer, Perlini, the goal scorer. And let's see if they can do something here in the final 4 minutes, Dennis.
And a face-off win. Norway has been the better face-off team, but Mathis Olin unable to win that one. Infantino scores! Mark Richardson has tied this game as Great Britain scores 3.
Well, are they going to stop there? The comeback is underway. Richardson sneaks down into an area after the face-off and the ricochet off the plexiglass. Watch this pass to the slot. Richardson slings it to the goal. Perlini. What a look. Haukeland couldn't get across in time. And 3 minutes after making it a one-goal game, all square.
Well, how the emotions on the benches and in the stands have changed. What looked like a Norway celebration and a tough day for the Great Britain fans. All of a sudden there's some worry on the Norway bench. So Perlini has a 2-point period. Tetko picks up the other assist. Quite a third period for Brett Perlini. Penalty shot, a goal, and an assist. Dowd chopped that one wide. Cleared out at center. Clavestad gets it to the neutral zone. Clements will play it cross ice. This will get deflected in by Jonathan Phillips. Haukeland misplays it in behind the net. Trying to center it was Myers. And it's cleared, and this will leave the playing surface.
You mentioned Perlini, and to be in his skates, get that penalty shot, doesn't work, but he comes back and provides some more offense.
2:57 here in the third, that's what's left. And Conway in for the face-off. Conway found a way to get a shot and ticked off a stick and went over top the net. Krogdahl gets some down-low help from Matthias Tretnes, and it's bounced out at center ice. And that's as far as that play goes, as Ludwig Hoff was drilled. Clements for Perlini. Perlini for Conway. Not a lot of room in the neutral zone. And right back up for Jakobsen. Christian Jakobsen to the backhand, and he chipped it wide. Lilleberg sends it all the way around for Salston. Salston turns, puts it behind the net. Back to the blue line from Brecky. Johannesson lets the shot go. Jakobsen trying to track it down. And taken by Clements. On for Mark Richardson, who is now injured. It was Richardson that tied this game, and he is slow to get up. Plays big-time minutes for Great Britain and limps his way back to the bench.
Left leg is trailing. He got tied up along the wall. There's his goal inside of the post on the blocker side. Yeah, can't believe it either. And the look of concern. 3 goals in 3 minutes and 18 seconds for Norway to make this game a doozy.
Canada over Italy, 6-1 in Helsinki. Under 2 to go here in regulation. Are we headed for our first extra time game of the 2022 Men's World Championship? Around the boards for Robert Dowd. Dowd stopped there by Norstabo. Matthias Norstabo at the line, off a stick. It doesn't get deep. Rosalie Olsen will leave it back. Ken-Andre Olam gets knocked down on the play, or Mathis Olam rather. He has 2 in the game. Comes back at the line, back for Mathis Olam. Olam protects against Earhart. Robert Dowd gets it back for Earhart. Ken-Andre Olam is on it for Mathis Olam. Around for Rosalie Olsen, doesn't get to him. In from the line is Norstabo. And with pressure coming, Ben Lake will get it out the center, but no further. Mathis Olam back in. Rosalie Olsen puts it down low. David Phillips is after it. And Conway will play it in behind his own net for Earhart.
And Great Britain survives that shift from the top line for Norway. So they'll look at the clock and hope that this just drains down.
Out through center. In across, some room for Mosi as he tried to work his way all the way in on goal, and now back up for Matthias Tretnes. An odd man rush in front to redirect, and Jakobsen couldn't get enough on it. In behind, Ludwig Hoff plays it for Jakobsen. Jakobsen trying to work it free. Tretnes into the pile as well. Jakobsen pitches it in behind the net. Tetlow breaks it up. And Norway and Great Britain will go to extra time. 3 in the third for Great Britain to tie it.
After a missed penalty shot by Great Britain when they were down 3-0, they mount some offense and cash a point at least in this game.
Boy, there's the chance for Christian Jakobsen. 3-3 tie, overtime when we come back to Finland.
Shots on goal in the third period. Team Great Britain 8, Team Norway 7. Laukaukset maalia kohti kolmannessa erässä. Iso-Britannia 8, Norja 7.
So a 3-3 tie between Norway and Great Britain as we get set for some overtime as we look at Henrik Hokkeland. And Ben Bounds with that glove save after it became a 3-3 tie, and what looked like a safe Norway victory. Dave Tomlinson has got us to overtime.
Norway was the decidedly better team in the first period, a 1-0 lead, but shots 11-1, and with 2 power play goals for them in the second period, it looked like they were going to cruise until at the time that the Robert Dowd backhand goal just seemed like window dressing. But 38 seconds later, a 1-goal game, and just after that, tied to bring us to this.
And it looked as though the missed penalty shot by Brett Perlini about 9 minutes earlier was going to be the last hope that Great Britain had of finding some offense in this game. And then we went 9 minutes without a stoppage in play until the goal by Robert Dowd.
And I looked at the bench after the Perlini penalty shot was gloved by Hauckland, and they just dropped a sag. And you're right, you think that maybe that was it, but no, maybe some more heroics in overtime for Great Britain.
So some 3-on-3, Myers and Richardson. So Richardson, who was shaken up a couple minutes ago, back on the ice. Evan Mosey also out. It is Haga, along with Ronald and Lilleberg on the ice for Norway. In across, Perlini now comes out. Perlini with the shot, and that got turned away. Lilleberg will bring it back up. He'll leave it there. In for Roymark. Roymark to the front of it. Rebound! Oh, a couple of chances, and Ben Bounds with a couple of saves.
That last one went off the bottom of his foot of his right pad. Roymark thought he had the winner, and instead we play on.
Roymark turns to the forehand, dishes it off for Haga. And Roymark will head to the bench, so Haga will take it all the way back into his own end, and he'll change too. In for Jakob Christian rather. Christian Jakobsen will drop it back. Jakobsen dishes it off. Trettenis goes after it. Trettenis tight turns, tries to lose the checking of Mosey. Back it goes for Jakobsen. Johannesson back for Jakobsen. And the shot, and that goes off the stick of Richardson and up and down a play, and Great Britain was in very much need of a change.
Game looks like it's over, but the foot saves it from Bounds. You mentioned how that puck went off the stick of Richardson. Off the stick of Richardson is why we're in overtime, scoring in the last 4 minutes to tie the game at 3. And here is at least one of the Olin brothers out on the ice.
It is Mathis who has 2 in the game. Out there with Rosalie Olsen. Off a stick, Dowd giving chase. And it's back for Matthias Norstebo. Dowd is all over him. On for Rosalie Olsen, plays it back, and here comes Mathis Olem. Mathis Olem into the Great Britain zone to the backboards with Ben O'Connor. O'Connor rides him wide. Joshua Waller on the loose puck. And Waller with some room, but he's alone. Waller to the middle of the ice. Hockland makes the save. Played it. Wanted the play to continue, but the officials say he had it long enough to get a stoppage.
Smart play by Waller. Thought it was a 2-on-1 until his teammate changed out of the picture, and so he's going to cut to his forehand, use the defenseman as a screen. It creates a rebound, but he isn't able to get it, and the whistle stops play.
So each team into the points column with the tie.
And look at this, you said Mosey's a defenseman playing forward this game. He's now back to his defense position with 2 forwards.
So some coaching there by Pete Russell. And Haga with the face-off win. And Clavestad, who opened the scoring in this game back in the first period. One that went off the stick of defenseman David Phillips. He'll leave it. Haga will skate it out. Stripped to the puck there by Cade Nielsen, and then Nielsen overskated it. Nielsen tried to come cross ice and got blocked. And Roymark will park in behind his own net. He'll leave it there and complete the change. On for Ken-Andre Olam. Missed game 1 here in game 2. Drops it off for Lilleberg. Lilleberg, the wrist shot. And Ben Bounds will glove that.
I'm a little confused as to why the Olam brothers aren't playing together in overtime and didn't start in overtime, as it wasn't until the third change of players that Mathis Olam got out on the ice, and then 2 shifts after that his brother.
Look at Petter Thoresen there. His last game as a player was a win for Norway over Great Britain that kept them in the main pool.
That was back in '94. 5-2 win for Norway on the 6th of May.
Lilleberg breaks it up, pitches the backhander in for Ken-Andre Olam. Olam protects the puck as he gets into a puck battle in the corner, along with Ben O'Connor. Olam wins the battle. Olam dishes it off. Lilleberg with the shot. Big save by Ben Bounds. Lilleberg rips another one, and another save by Bounds. Eric Solston will take this all the way back out at center.
Starting to understand why Ben Bounds is the bedrock for this Great Britain team. Saves like that in overtime.
Lilleberg unloaded with a couple from the hash marks. Trettenis will send it in. Trettenis runs into Conway, or rather into Myers. Then Lake on it. Lake jammed it up the boards, but kept in by Trettenis. He'll leave it there for Jakobsen. Tried to throw it to the front of the net. It comes off a skate. Trettenis is on it again. Johans Johannesson for Norway. Misfires on his cross-ice pass, and Myers will jam it out. There's a lead pass and a chance for Mosey. Save made, rebound, and Hockland down to clear.
Game on his stick on that breakaway from the forward turned defenseman in overtime, Evan Mosey.
And Hockland with the big stop. Olam got knocked down and across for Norstabo, and he got stopped there by Brett Perlini. Perlini stripped of the puck. Olam drops it back for Norstabo, back for Ken-Andre Olam. On for Mathis Olam rather, on for Rosalie Olsen. Rosalie Olsen back for Mathis Olam. Loose puck in front for Norstabo. And Bounds, another save.
Well, both goaltenders keeping this game alive. Mosey trying to go through the pads and can't find that puck at his feet, and then when he does, it's too late off the base of the net. Loose, but not put past a diving Hockland, and then Bounds a couple of saves as well. And if you weren't with us from the beginning, that man right there is typically a defenseman, was so last year, but because of injuries has been playing forward in this game, but now in overtime he's back on defense.
And a glorious opportunity to end it. We are into the final 20 seconds of overtime. And this one may go the max with the shootout. Jonathan Phillips works it up the boards. Lilleberg trying to gather it in. Cade Nielsen to the backhand, knocked off his stick, and Hogg is on it. And time will run out. And Norway and Great Britain will go to a shootout to try and solve this one. 3 in the third for Great Britain. Nothing happening in overtime.
Shots on goal on overtime. Team Great Britain 4, Team Norway 5. Laukaukset kohti maalia jatkoajalla Iso-Britannia 4, Norja 5. Shots on goal in the entire game. Team Great Britain 40-24, Team Norway 32. Laukaukset maalia koko ottelussa. Iso-Britannia 24, Norja 32.
So the coaching staff of each of the teams trying to sort out who exactly they want for the shootout. Wasn't a shortage of chances in overtime.
Fabulous saves by both goaltenders. Early by Bounds, later by Hauckland. And last year Norway did go to a shootout with Latvia. They won that 4-3. Haga with the shootout winner. And we'll see if he gets an opportunity as the Norway coach, Petter Thoresen, mulls over the first of his shooters.
So what this does probably doesn't help Austria's case. Austria's our next game against Team USA. Because all of a sudden, two teams that Austria thought they might get ahead of in the standings. Each team picks up a point out of this one. 1-0 Norway after 1, 3-0 Norway after 2. And it will look as though it was well in hand. Brett Perlini missed a penalty shot. Not missed, it was a great save by Hauckland. And then Great Britain gets on the board with Robert Dowd. They bang in another one 38 seconds later. They get 3 in just over 3 minutes. And that's where we sit, 3-3 ties. We get set for a shootout. The Zambonis out to give the ice a bit of a scrape.
For Hauckland, we've seen a couple of really nice glove saves. Ben Bounds, the goaltender for Great Britain, very flexible and is able to seemingly read the shot before it gets there. If I'm going against Hauckland, I'm going to try to open him up. If I'm going against Bounds, I want to fake and go high. And it looks like Ben Lake is out on the ice for Great Britain, adjusting his skate and perhaps adjusting the move he wants to make.
If you remember last year's tournament, Liam Kirk, the scoring machine, not here, injured. Here comes Lake to start the shootout. Lake goes to the forehand, and Hauckland stays with him and makes the save.
Came in with speed and isn't able to slide the puck quickly underneath the pad. There was an opening for a moment.
Christian Jakobsen will start it off for Norway. Jakobsen in on Ben Bounds. Jakobsen to the forehand, and Bounds stays with him.
Bounds was able to get across with his right pad, and I think Jakobsen was trying to get it upstairs, but it fell off the toe of his stick at that moment there.
Ben O'Connor. Next to shoot for Great Britain. Zigzags his way in, goes to the forehand and shot it wide. Gave the backhand fake and then pulled it back, but tried to go blocker side, missed the net.
A defenseman getting an opportunity, and you wonder if he should have just shoveled it on that backhand, and here's Tretnes.
Matthias Tretnes in on Ben Bounds, slows it down, goes to the backhand, scores. The leg fake by Matthias Tretnes, and a 1-0 lead for Norway in the 5-man shootout.
The fake and the bring to the backhand, the key is getting it up, and he was able to get underneath the puck and wedge it over the glove.
Scott Conway will try and get this shootout even. In on Hauckland, scores! right along the ice.
Talked about trying to open up the goaltender, but just a quick release as Huffman was about to move from right to left.
Michael Haga in for Norway, goes to the backhand as well and scores. Michael Haga with some nifty hands and a little smile.
He meant to do this on purpose. When he got to the backhand, there's the one flip, here's another flip. Oh, I gotta try that at home.
Robert Dowd, who got the comeback started for Norway. Dowd fires, and Hockland makes the save on the short side.
Tried to go 5-hole, the only right-hand shot so far to come down on Hockland, and there's nothing there.
Team Norway, 51.
Rosalie Olsen with a chance to win it. Fires, and off the left pad of Ben Bounds.
Coming down and thinking shot all the way. Good stop by Bounds to stay patient.
And Kate Nielsen will need to score to extend this shootout. He'll zigzag his way in. Cade Nielsen fires, and a right pad save made by Hockland, and Norway will escape with a 4-3 victory.
Great Britain was able to come together in the third to get themselves at least a point in this game, but Norway controlled for longer and cashes in 2.
So it took a shootout. And Michael Haga with the winner. Norway wins it 4-3. Your final.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to reward the best player on both teams. The best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch by T-Shot, official timekeeper of the 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The best player of Team Great Britain will be presented by Ross Toomey, representative of the Ice Hockey UK. The best player of the Team Great Britain, number 28, Ben O'Connor. The best player of Team Norway will be presented by Linda Jerjomin, member of the 2022 IIHF World Championship Organizing Committee. The best player of Team Norway, 46, Matthijs Olimp.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please rise for the national anthem of the winning team Norway. Arvoisa yleisö, jos pystyt, pyydän nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkueen Norjan kansallislaulu. IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament will continue today here in Nokia Arena at 6:20 p.m. with the game of Team Austria against Team USA. Welcome! Vuoden 2022 IIHF:n jääkiekon MM-kisat jatkuvat tänään täällä Nokia Areenalla ottelulla Itävalta-USA kello 16:20. Tervetuloa! Ladies and gentlemen, arena is tight between the games. See you soon. Arvoisa yleisö, areena tyhjennetään otteluiden välissä. Nähdään pian.
Brett, with 8 minutes left in that game, you guys were down 3-0. You came back to push this to a shootout. How would you describe this contest?
Yeah, we said after the second period, we went into the dressing room and said, let's just start with one and see what happens. And we're a team like that. We get one and we feed off it. And I think we had so much energy in those last 7-8 minutes, and we just fed off each other.
Now, you missed that penalty shot, but you got a goal and an assist. And I know you play pro in Norway. So was this personal at points?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm familiar with a lot of those guys, so wanted to have a good game. And yeah, I think after the penalty shot, it kind of got me going and was able to get on the score sheet.
It's not the outcome you want, but you get a point from this. And how much can you build off of this game?
We can take a lot from this game. You know, being down 3 and fighting back, you know, in this kind of tournament is huge for us. I think we're just going to take that momentum going forward and keep pushing.
Did you have fun out there?
Yeah, lots of fun. It was great.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Henrik, that game went right down to the wire in the shootout. How did you reset after Great Britain got back into this game in the third period?
I mean, I think we started to win after full time, but it was important for us to get the extra points. So I think we just stick to our plan, and I mean, the 3-on-3 could go either way, and so is the shootout. So we're happy we got the win in the shootout, but I think we should have won in full time.
When you saw Haga get that goal in the shootout, what was going through your mind?
No, just stop the next puck.
How would you describe this game from beginning to end in terms of how you could build on it for Norway?
I think we played really solid in 53 minutes, and then when they got that one goal, and then the second one, I think we panicked a little bit, and that's not like us. We usually are really calm, but except for that, I think we did a really solid game.
One more question, if you could answer in Norwegian. This win was crazy in the end with the shootout. How did you guys build off, or sorry, I'm going to start that again.
Should I answer in Norwegian?
Yeah.
Okay.
This game goes to a shootout. You maintain your composure as a goalie. How can Norway build off of this win?
Jeg tror vi må bare fortsette å jobbe på det vi har vært bra på, som å være solide over hele banen i 60 minutter. I dag så mister vi litt fasongen på slutten, men det er godt at vi klarer å ta oss sammen og vinne på straffer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
voitokkaasti MM-kotikisoissa 2022. Grannon MM-ilmoituskoulu lopettaa sen sijoille tässä ja nyt perävaulua jäähän. Edestapäinen liike mailoilla ja kelaus. Ja seuraavana vuosi tapahtuma näkyvyys tunnatussa eli Showtime. Alkuun polikyyti ja yläviulu. Ja loppuun tulinen ovipunttu. Tunneta brändisi MM-kotikisa kuntoon, katso muuvia.fi.